Hey everyone, welcome to the Daily Word. I'm really glad that you've joined me. And for our Daily Word today, we are in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 22. And what I'd like to do is read our passage from Matthew, from the Journey Through the Bible today, verses 15 to 22. And then let's talk just for a few minutes today about the fact that we are stamped with God's image. So if you would, hear the word of the Lord. Then the Pharisees met together to plot how to trap Jesus into saying something for which he could be arrested. They sent some of their disciples, along with the supporters of Herod, to meet him. "Teacher," they said, "we know how honest you are. You teach the way of God truthfully. You are impartial and don't play favorites. Now tell us what you think about this. Is it right to pay taxes to Caesar or not?" But Jesus knew their evil motives. "You hypocrites," he said, "why are you trying to trap me? Here, show me the coin used for the tax." When they handed him a Roman coin, he asked, "Whose picture and title are stamped on it?" "Caesar's," they replied. "Well then," he said, "give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar, and give to God what belongs to God." His reply amazed them, and they went away. Well, friends, notice, if you will, the conspiring of two different groups together: the religious hypocrite and the political zealot. Jesus is a threat to both because he is both God and King. The religious hypocrite has religion as really a means to an end. There's a goal that is not God. There's an end for which God is just a means to achieving. The political zealot seeks to gain the powers of this world that the world claims to give. In both cases, they are driven by their own agendas. The truth of who Jesus is in itself, who he is, really demands the submission of every other agenda. And both of these groups of people have the agenda of self in mind. They just kind of go at it from different directions. One from a religious perspective, one from a political, but the goal is the same. It is the self, right? And who Jesus is demands submission to his agenda. So here, to come against Jesus, they come up with what I'm sure they thought was a brilliant scheme. We've got him now, right? I'm sure that's what they were thinking. They probably had that grin on their faces, very arrogant, approaching Jesus. They say these flowery things: "Oh, we know you're this and we know you're that." And they think, "Oh, we're just reeling him in now, right? We're reeling him in. We're about to have him." And they bring up the whole issue of taxes. Should taxes be paid to Caesar? Well, consider the way that people looked at tax collectors in the day of Jesus. They were looked at as traitors. They were betraying their own people to the Romans, right? They're helping the Romans, who are the occupying force, the enemy. And so if Jesus says yes, well, then that puts him in league with the tax collectors. Saying no, on the other hand, really gives them ammunition against Jesus with the Roman authorities. Oh, look, here we have a guy who says that, well, we shouldn't pay taxes to Caesar. Isn't that a problem? Shouldn't you do something about that? That sort of thing. But Jesus brings the question brilliantly back to the root question of agenda. What's at the heart of what we live for? What's at the heart of our identity? Who are we? And more to the point, whose are we? Right? Who do we belong to? Now, the coin, Jesus points out, has the image of Caesar stamped on it, right? It belongs to him. Give to God what belongs to God, where Jesus says that, begs the question, what is it that belongs to God? What is it that has His image stamped upon it? Well, Jesus is pointing to the reality of our creation. I'd take us back to the book of Genesis, second page of the Bible, right? Chapter 1, verse 27. So God created human beings in His own image. In the image of God, He created them. Male and female, He created them. So we are created with the stamp of God's image upon us. Now, in our sin, we've corrupted that image, but nonetheless, we bear the image of God. We are created with this very special calling, unique in all of creation. We are created to be a reflection of the glory of God, stamped with His image, made to be a reflection of His glory. The coin belongs to Caesar. His image is upon it. So he can set the agenda for it. It's his, right? Give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar. And we, though, belong to God. He sets the agenda, therefore, the purpose of our lives. And one of the most beautiful things that salvation in Jesus, friends, does for us, is doing for us, is the restoration of our lives in the image of Christ. To once again be those bearers of the image, to be able to show the goodness of God, to be able to be that reflection of the glory of God. This is from 2 Corinthians chapter 3, verses 16 to 18, and we'll close with this today. But whenever someone turns to the Lord, the veil is taken away. For the Lord is the Spirit, and wherever the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom. So all of us who have had that veil removed can see and reflect the glory of the Lord. And the Lord, who is the Spirit, makes us more and more like Him as we are changed into His glorious image. This is what we're made for, friends, and it's what Christ is doing as He transforms our lives. And thanks be to God for this great salvation that is ours in Him. Amen. And friends, until we have a chance to speak again, I pray that God would bless you and that He would keep you.